Neelakantappa, Assistant Professor and HOD of English, Government First Year at Tumkur. So now I am going to present The Village Schoolmaster by Oliver Goldsmith, prepared by Durgappa, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Year Call, Tumkur. Program BA BSc, Subject English Language, Semester 3rd, University, Tumkur University, Session 1. The Village Schoolmaster. This is all about the session. Next, the poem will be started now. The poem is Village Schoolmaster by Oliver Goldsmith. Oliver Goldsmith, 10th November 1730 to 4th April 1774, was an Irish novelist, playwright, and poet who is best known for his novel The Vicar of Wakefield 1766. He is also known for his pastoral poem The Deserted Village 1770 and his plays The Good-Natured Man 1768 and She Stoops to Conquer 1771, first performed in 1773. He also wrote an history of the earth and animated nature. This is all about the introduction of Oliver Goldsmith. He is thought to have written the classic children's tale, The History of Little Goody Two Shoes, the source of the praise Goody Two Shoes. Objectives. Teacher has a sharp view on his subject and loves to engage in debate and discussion. So this is the objective of this poem. Introduction about the poem. The present poem, The Village Schoolmaster, is an extract from his pastoral poem, The Deserted Village. Context of the poem. The poet feels sad and disappearance of an idealistic picture of his native village of Nizan. It was deserted as a result of the Industrial Revolution. This is all about the context of the poem Village Schoolmaster by Oliver Goldsmith. Now I am going to express main ideas of the poem. There are 4 ideas about this poem. One by one I am going to read. Image of a village, and Oliver Goldsmith wrote this poem being influenced by his schoolmaster Thomas Bain, who taught him couple of years. This is the first idea. Second idea is students are wise enough to understand the feelings of their teacher by looking his face. Third idea, schoolmaster was always serious and well disciplined, get angry when students fail to study properly. Fourth one, this is the fourth idea. The schoolmaster was expert not only in teaching but also in simple mathematical calculations, telling the changes in the weather, arguing with the father of the church, and on philosophical issues. These are the 4 main ideas of the poem, The Village Schoolmaster by Oliver Goldsmith. Next, explanation of the poem. This is the explanation. I am going to explain to you. This is the explanation. The village schoolmaster ran his little school in a small village. It was situated next to the irregular fence that fringed the village path with full blossomed, beautiful but ornamental furze. He was a very strict disciplinarian. He was familiar to the poet and all other prawns because they had endured the master's rays His face was a thing of careful scrutiny. The students were afraid of him and would gaze at his face to sense his present frame of mind. Continued. This is the continuation of this explanation. The day's misfortunes were written on his forehead or in between the eyebrows. The schoolmaster was a contradiction. Although he was stern, he was kind hearted and good humored. He has a store of jokes. When he told them, the children burst out in fake laughter under the pretext that the jokes were awfully hilarious. If the children observed a frown on his forehead, they circulated the gloomy news throughout the classroom in an undertone. But he was, in essence, a kind man. If at all he had any fault, it was his intense love for learning. He wanted his pupils to become genuine scholars, and hence he had to be demanding with them. The villagers were unanimous in their opinion that he really was an erudite man. He, without doubt, could write and also work out sums in arithmetic. This is the continuation which was just now explained. I will go further to explain. This is the further explanation. I will now read out this. He could also survey land, forecast weather and tides. Besides, he was able to measure the content of a vessel. He was master at argument too. Even the person approved of his skill in debate. Even if defeated, the schoolmaster would keep on arguing. He would become more fervent and would fling booming words at his adversary. Once again, I show this. The uncomprehending villagers would be convinced that the schoolmaster was establishing his standpoint very thoroughly. They stood round the two debaters and witnessed the verbal duel. They were awestruck when they heard the high sounding and incomprehensible words used by the schoolmaster. This is the continued one. Next, I will further go. They stared at him and wondered how his small head could hold such an enormous hoard of knowledge. So, this is all about the explanation. Now, the text of the poem. This is the village schoolmaster. The text, I will read out this poem now. Beside yon straggling fence that skirts the way, with blossomed furs unprofitably gay, there in his noisy mansion, skilled to rule, the village master taught his little school. A man severe he was and stand to view. I knew him well, and every truant knew. Well had the boding tremblers learned to trace. Next continuation I will read now. The day's disasters in his morning face, full well they laughed with counterfeited glee. At all his jokes, for many a joke had he, full well the busy whisper circling round, conveyed the dismal tidings when he frowned. Yet he was kind, or if severe in aught, the love he bore to learning was in fault. The village all declared how much he knew. Next continued, I will read now. It was certain he could write and cipher too. Lands he could measure, terms and tides presage, and even the story ran that he could gauge. In arguing too, the fortune wound his quill. For even though vanquished he could argue still, while words of learned length and thundering sound amazed the gazing rustics ranged around, and still they gazed, and still the wonder grew. Next stanza, I'm going to read. That one small head who could carry all he knew, but was in all his fame the very spot where many a time he trimmed his forgot. So this is all about the poem, the text of the poem. Now I am going to read the glossary of the words. Yawn, over there, straggling means spread out, skirts goes round, furge grass, severe strict, stem strict, truant, one who stays away from school without permission. Boarding, predicting. These are all glossary in the sense the meaning, the tough words or difficult words meaning is called glossary. That is continued now. I will read those. Trace mark out days disasters, misfortune they have to face on that day. Counterfeited glee, pretending joy, dismal, miserable, or in any degree, zipper, code or secret message, presage, portal, gauge, measure, vanquish, defeat, rustics, villagers. So this is all about the glossary of the poem, The Village Schoolmaster by Oliver Goldsmith. The questions that appear in this poem, questions and answers, I will read those also. Where did the schoolmaster teach his school? Answer. Outside the village, beyond the green fence, with wild growth in the midst of flowers that were very beautiful and yet not used by anybody, there was a school building. This is the answer of this question. Where did the schoolmaster teach his school? Second question. So this is the second question. What impression did the schoolmaster create on the young minds? Answer. The children thought the schoolmaster was stern and severe. Those who missed the classes knew very well that he would punish them severely. The children sat in a circle round him. They looked at his face early in the morning and foretold what was going to happen the whole day. He cut jokes, but the children did not know when he would frown. Hence, they enjoyed the fun of his jokes, not with real joy, but the real fact was he was kind enough and he was severe only when students missed their studies. So, this is prepared by Durgappa, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College. Thank you.